Mindful Mountain. We're on week 5 of our Introduction to Meditation course. I'm glad you could join me. This week we are not going to learn anything new. We're going to practice what we've learned, and I'm going to talk more about what we've learned. So I'm going to go ahead and share slides. Actually, let's start with reviewing the week 4 card. If you'll remember, our card for the week was, I'll give myself 3 faith talks each day. That is, I will reassure myself of my capability and certainty to succeed in my quest for self-consciousness and self-illumination. I hope you all gave yourself at least one faith talk at least once a day. I found myself doing at least one every day. I tried to get in more, but I was less inspired, I noticed, to develop my own sort of faith talk. So real simple, all I did was read the card. I am certain and capable in my quest for self-consciousness and self-illumination. And I keep my card posted at my desk on my bulletin board. So I'm working and I just look up at it and read it. And I read it out loud so that it's sort of an affirmation. And affirmations are always more powerful to read out loud because you hear them as well. And when you speak, the words vibrate in a certain way. So that adds power also. So affirmations should always be spoken aloud. So that's what I did with this week's card. Literally just read it. So feel free to do that. And feel free to also to go back to the weeks if you find something that really resonated with you and you want to do more of. Keep doing them. All right, I'm going to share my screen. There we are, our introduction to meditation slide. Week 5. As mentioned, I'm going to give additional information about running the energy, listening in, and Joseph's coat. We discussed our card. We'll add our 5th card this week. So here's some more info about running the energy. Golden light, we always say, build up golden light at the top of the head. So the top of the head is where we always focus our attention when we meditate. It is your mindful mountain, quite literally, the mountain of the Most High. So our energy or consciousness or attention or intention are always at the top of the head. And we build up golden light. And that's done just by imagining it. So gold is associated with qualities of healing and love. Think about the heart center, is that yellow chakra. Yellow like sunshine, or more golden like liquid honey. We use golden light when running the energy because we're learning to notice and feel and recognize what energy feels like, to be able to recognize the vibration of that energy and to notice the differences in vibrations of different energies. But golden should be familiar because it feels like love. Imagine someone who loves you standing behind you. And if you just take a breath for a moment and do that. You know what love feels like. It's the warmth of sunshine, the glow around your heart, the soft gentleness of liquid honey. So that is what golden energy feels like. And so we're learning to recognize it. And additionally, to use our mind to direct it where we choose. Feel it distinctly where you intend for it to be. We always bring the energy from the top of the head down into willpower, which is the chakra in the forehead. And think about it being behind the forehead or inside the forehead. And we put it there on purpose to bring it under our will, which sounds sort of controlling, but we do need to direct it where we choose. So we are bringing the energy under our control. It's not running amok, it's running where we direct it. Healing and gentle. As we run the energy over the face, it will soften the skin. It soothes the nerves as we go down the spine, and imagine it going out every nerve ending. I talk about clearing the cobwebs as we run through the brain. It will clarify your thinking. It will literally putting light in your brain, enlightening or illuminating the brain. It will serve to balance the brain hemispheres and improve the communication between the hemispheres. It supports the body's efforts to heal itself throughout. And just as energy flows freely, it can get blocked and weak, and you can get these gray, gobby gunk sort of blockages. And so running the energy will sort of break up those blockages. It will weaken the blockage and clear it away. So that's why I talk about it as being an energetic shower, like you're cleansing every cell from the inside out. When we practice simple meditation and we close our palms in the lap or palm down on the knee to build energy in our body, the only difference is when we're running the energy, we end up running the energy down the legs and out the feet to flush it out, because we're bringing fresh, clean, bright energy in through the top of the head. We're sort of doing that internal shower scrub down and then flushing all that gunk out and away. So we always do our technique. We practice our cleansing and energizing technique before we meditate. So then when we meditate, we're nice and clear, and then we're building and keeping that energy in our body. When running the energy, you can always just imagine it saying, go where you need to go, do what you need to do, with the intention of healing. That is more info about running the energy. It's probably all stuff that I have said while guiding us through it, but I thought it would be good to have written for your reference to go back and, I don't know if you screenshot it or you notate it down, or however you like to do. Next, additional info about listening in. The quote in bold is from Audley. Let the sound be your guide and the light your protector. This comes from Audley's teacher, Dr. Thind. I've talked a little bit about, and his picture was in our slides in the very first class as Audley's teacher. And this was really like one of the only actual techniques that he taught, was this listening in. And so he imagined that he taught that listening in could progress a student, to enlightenment, to full knowledge of self, to that full self-illumination, self-consciousness, self-awareness, just by listening in, following the sound, letting the sound be your guide. Listening in it is powerful technique for focusing your attention and finding that mental quiet space that's necessary to meditate. We talk about meditation being the centering in stillness, and that you might find those moments of stillness in the 2 seconds between a breath, until you've practiced long enough to focus such that the mind settles down and you have some moments without thought and without feeling, just that stillness. And listening in really help develop that focus. We talked about the sounds you hear correlating with the different chakras. And you have that on the listening in slides. When you start to hear sounds, don't just listen to the dominant sound. The dominant sound is where you're living from. That is where the energy from which, the chakra from which you primarily live is already dominant. So that's the loudest sound you're hearing. And so you want to bring balance to the rest of your chakras by giving them some of your listening attention. So we listen for fainter background sounds. And ultimately, we're striving for the sound of the crown chakra. And that's the rumbling thunderstorms and the flashes of lightning. So those are the sounds of the crown chakra. And one of the intentions of practicing this work is to live from above, live from your mindful mountain, that bird's eye view, where you're sort of one step separate from the manipulative interactions that energy is, the sort of down in the mix of the world of energy exchange. Living from your crown chakra is sort of a step above all of that, or at least a breath above waterline, to get some different perspective. So the striving is to live from above. The holy sound of listening in. The holy sound is the sound of what goes by many names: life force, prana, chi, the silver cord. Listening in is very powerful. I know it can be uncomfortable to do, and before you start hearing sounds, you're like, what is the point of this? But please keep practicing. Joseph's coat we introduced last week, which feels so nice. Everything is energy in the world. Everything is vibrating molecules, and it all has different vibrations. So you're out there in the world and you're interacting with people. Energy is directed towards you, and the corresponding chakra is activated to either receive or repel. So another person's, they're not doing this on purpose, but a person's thoughts about you or their intentions aimed your way, or maybe they actually are doing it on purpose. And energy actually is aimed your way, and it does actually affect you. And most of us are completely unaware. We react. We notice getting mad or feeling sad. And these feelings are the result of that chakra being activated in some way. Joseph's coat will protect your energetic body, but you have to trust that it works. It's like giving yourself these faith talks. You have to be certain. Now, once you put it on and you think, great, I'm going out in the world and I'm protected, but dang it, my coworker made me mad. You just put a hole in your coat by getting mad. You engaged first, and you just destroyed your coat by sending out anger or seeking to control or manipulate in some way. So conversely, you don't have to be the initiator, but if somebody pushes the button just right and you choose to engage and you get mad, then it's the same effect. A door is open, a hole is opened. And do battle is in quotes because we don't really think of it that way, but it is energetic manipulation. And we do it mindlessly, and it's habitual, and it's constant. Remember, loving connections will not be barred. You can't keep love out. Unconditional love is not manipulative. It does not seek to control. And so it freely moves. Conditional love is manipulative and does seek to control. and can have this effect of destroying your coat or engaging in energetic manipulation. But unconditional love does not stay out. Joseph's coat, colors of the rainbow. Think about the rainbow being the vibratory spectrum of light. And that's what makes up the world. A little more about intention. An important aspect of energetic work is asking. And it's just in your head. May I have some golden light, please? Or please, golden light. Mentally ask for golden light to build up at the top of the head. Ask to feel it if you're not. Ask for it to go where it needs to go in terms of healing. And your intention when you ask must be clear. Muddled intention will get muddled results. And the next step is to trust that your request will be granted. And you can talk yourself out of this work as easily as you can do this work. Call it a faith talk. Ask, know that you will receive. This is the trust of then letting it go. You have to let go of the doubt that it'll work. You have to let go of the worry about doing it right. You have to let go of your fears of unworthiness. You have the capability to succeed. Success requires your certainty in that truth. This work is not difficult. This work is only as difficult as you make up in your mind that it is. There you go. And so make it simple, and it will be. Here's our 5th week card. If you want to write it down. I will watch the way in which I have organized my life and will take note of how many times a day I'm forced to change my pattern of living and what my reaction is when I have to change. I will watch the way in which I've organized my life and will take note of how many times a day I'm forced to change my pattern of living and what my reaction is when I have to change. And that should generate some good notes for the week. And email address reminders. There we go. I will stop sharing and come back. All right. Enough talk, huh? Let's meditate. Finding a comfortable seat. Legs are crossed at the ankles. Thumb and forefinger together. Palm down on the thighs or knees. Couple deep breaths. Those deep breaths become a signal, a cue to your mind. I'm going to meditate now. And we focus our attention at the top of the head. Building up golden light. And we move our golden light into willpower center, forehead. And we let it wash down the face, neck, across the shoulders, down the arms. We leave it in our hands. Return your attention to the top of the head and build up light. Again, into the forehead. The second movement, back through the brain. Like a wave washing over your brain. Now we move the energy down the spine. All the way to the coccyx. Then moving through the hips, the upper legs. Taking that energy from the hands. It all moves down and out the feet, washes away. We go back to the top of the head. Nice bright gold into willpower. And down the face and neck, shoulders and arms. Leaving in the hands, back to the crown. Down into willpower. And back through the brain. Moving down the spine, every vertebrae and all those nerves are hit with light. The energy goes where it needs to go. Base of the spine, moving through the hips, upper legs. with the energy from the hands, down the lower legs, out the bottom of the feet. Let it go. Back to the crown. Ask, golden light, please. Moving into willpower. Running down the face and neck. Across the shoulders. Down the arms. Sometimes feel the energy also moving down the front of my body. This is the front of my torso. Leave it in the hands. Back to the top of the head. And once more, into forehead, willpower. And back through the brain. Down the spine. Imagining that if the energy is stuck or blocked anywhere, it's going to just push right through, break up those blockages, dissolve the gunk away. From the sacrum down to the coccyx, continue through the hips and upper legs. Grab the energy from the hands. Just imagine your hands giving a push it out. And release it. It all flushes out down the legs, out the feet. Dissolves away. Attention back to the top of the head. I notice a sense of warmth, a sense of feeling sort of more relaxed in my seat, a little heavier, like I've woken up from a nice nap. That sort of warm, fuzzy, cozy feeling. Next, we'll practice listening in. Remember to roll your eyes up as if you're looking out the forehead. Play around with the pressure on your ears. I find I need to press pretty hard. And let's either find some silence or see what information we get from sounds. About 5-6 breaths. You can lower your arms. Hold the light. Hold the quiet. Our attention remains at the top of the head. Let's listen in a second time. Lower your arms. We'll practice one more time. Let's lower our arms. And practice simple meditation for a few minutes. Inhale, Think, I am. Exhale, the light. Focused at the top of the head.